Okay, so I'm writing the agenda. So we do some status. So does anyone have any demo tonight? Today?
I have a demo tonight.
Good. So Zoltan tonight and also myself this afternoon. No one else. Piotr will not join today. I think Sipke also said he will not join. Bertrand is not here yet. Nick is not here. Ilan is not here. I am the only steering committee representative here. No, Zoltan. Zoltan, you are. I never know because there is the core devs and you are. Sorry. New names too for me at least. And I will be able to share my screen and not drop out from the meeting because I have an internet connection. Okay, so let's start with the status. Just a reminder that today we won't do any triaging on purpose because we'll do it on Thursday at the same time as the current meeting, so which is 19 UTC, 7 p.m. UTC, or 12 p.m. Pacific time. So the same as the current meeting. Did someone update the page on the website for that? Maybe we should.
Which page do you mean?
The page with the meetings. There is a page where for the community, I don't know what page, but there is the meeting.
That's just a widget, I think.
Schedule, yeah, widget in the page.
Yeah, okay.
Somewhere. So maybe we should update.
I'll update it after the meeting.
Okay, so you do a demo. I will also do one. So let's start with the status of what has been done last week. And I will share my screen. Lots of things have been done. Just cleaning my desktop. Take 1 second. This is not confidential. Okay. Then I can share. Sharing. Deck. So Git repository. Going back, lots of things. So let's see the commit date. 1 week ago, 20. So this one was already discussed, I assume. This one was on the AuditTrail branch. Same thing. This is Meltdown, I won't talk about it. 1.x 6 days ago. Fixing typo. Okay, new class name. Then, so this is Daniel here. Daniel. Changing some default values for the host components. I'm not sure this works actually, but if he wrote it, I assume he tested it. But in my opinion, it won't work. AuditTrail, we don't care. Work going on.
The updater one won't work. So there's actually no property on the updater anymore. I've also created an issue about that a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that's
I wondered what was the mistake, whether the config being there or the property missing.
So this
But
won't work.
well, it won't have an effect, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I think, because I tried that a few weeks back and I fixed it by creating a feature instead of having a property for that. And he's adding back the property in those configs, so I don't know where he took it from, but we'll see. I'll ask him. So this is a fix for the taxonomy module. If you had your terms with commas or spaces, the taxonomy field picker will not work correctly. So this is a fix, and I think is it complete? Let me see. Two commits, I think, for this fix, but this is fixed, and I fixed it on 1.8.x. A new script, so this is for date time maybe. So if you look at all these changes from Daniel, this one separately, Daniel has worked a lot on the date-time support, date-time localization support. So I assume to fix the calendar issues that has been raised on the forum. I haven't looked at the implementation. I just saw lots and lots of changes on that, and also unit tests, which is good. So this is all these changes from Daniel. In the middle, we see something from Lombic, fixing the version number of the warm-up module thing. And then if I go back here, this is 1.8x. So I should pull request, fixing some hints, some phrasing. Same thing here, bad English. Then this is my branch, I will show you. This is a fix from Lombic, removing unnecessary reference. Sipke has continued the work on layouts. Daniel and Sipke have continued the work on AuditTrail. They said it will be merged this week in 1.x, so the AuditTrail module will be done. You can already use it, I assume. Layout, some discussion have been done between myself, Sipke, and Bertrand yesterday to figure out what to do with widgets. So Sipke is continuing implementation. And 1.x, what we have here, styling fix for CSS and some change from Piotr on the navigation. Then this is for again date-time localization. He's still working on it. Date localization branch. He's working. He's not joined yet. Okay, but he's working on it right now. Then 2 branches. So what is this thing that I saw previously? Oh, this is origin because I pushed it. Okay, and 2 branches I've been working on. So yeah, and this way I will continue on the demo, and then after Zoltan will take over. So this branch is to improve the indexing features. So the idea is that let me show you. Oops, this is Orchard. So Nick is here. Okay, building. So the changes for I made some changes for the indexing improvements. First, what did I do? Oh, first I separated the index settings for the search on the front end and the search on the back end. So if you're using the admin search to look for some content using the search engine, it will use the same index as for the front end, the index named search by default, but we could change which index to use, but it will be the same for front end and back end. And this is limiting because you might not want to let users find the same items that you will look for on the back end. So I've introduced a new setting to let you define which index to use. And also, when we enable the admin search engine, it will create an index named admin. So now if you look at indexes, we will have admin and search. Well, when we enable the search module, it will create a search index. And if you enable the feature named admin search, okay, this will create the admin index and just add pages into that, I think, by default. So this is the first thing. And when you go to the settings for the search, admin search, you can define what index is used for the admin search and what fields you want to look into. And same thing for search, which hasn't changed. Then the second change is that now when you go to a content type like page, and you want to define the search settings for this content type, previously you had one checkbox per index to define which index it is. Now you have a drop-down for each index, which is what kind of versions you want to index. So this way you can index only the published version for the front-end search index, and you can index for the admin any version, like the drafts one. The idea is that when you are in the content here and you have this tab search because you have enabled the module, when you search for Apple here, you have the published and it also has a draft. And if I look for cherry, this is only a draft. There is no published version, but I can still find it because when I'm on the back end, I want to be able to find even the items that I've been working on and have not been published yet. So I think it makes sense for everyone. Any question on that? See a comment, let me see what it is. Oops, sorry, didn't see that. I will look at this fork. Questions about okay, nothing more. It searches all versions. It's published and draft, not all versions. Published and draft, which means the latest. So it's actually the latest. So when I say so maybe the wording is wrong here. If I go back to page, maybe it should not be any versions, but maybe latest version. So I might want to change that because any version is ambiguous. Maybe so it's just latest version, which is already good. This is the first change I made. Also, I made another change. Does anyone see that? Zoltan, don't you see the change?
There is this listable.
Listable. So the idea with this listable is that you know that the items here, the new items, are taken from the Creatable property setting. And when you go to content, it was also using the Creatable, which is wrong because you might want to create something new and not show it there, or the opposite, be able to not show something new but see it in here. So I've created a new setting, a new metadata to a content type called Listable. And now you have Listable and Creatable. If you check Listable, it will be available in the content page here. And this is why now you can see there is a taxonomy, which you could not see before. You had to go to taxonomies. So if you want to see taxonomy in here, you go to content definition, taxonomy, and you just check Listable. And you don't check Creatable if you don't want it to appear here and you just want people to manage it from the taxonomy link there. The other reason to do that is, let's say you have list, for instance, list of some specific content types that you manage from list, but you want to be able to search for them. So you will go to content, they will appear there also, and you can search for them directly there. So if I look for series, doesn't work. Series is taxonomy. Oh, maybe I haven't indexed that. But the good thing now also is that if you index a content type and it is listable, you will also be able to search it there. So it's much easier to find some content, whatever you want. So this way you can search for any content in the admin, and this is completely secure because it's a different index than on the front end. So this is why it's on the same branch. Any comment? No. I see you having a separate thread in the chat. Same question for the point is Creatable and what's in content after. I see migration. So the idea is that when you upgrade to this version, automatically the migration will look at all the current creatable types and set listable by default if they are creatable, just for the upgrade. So every creatable content will be listable because this was the default behavior before. And after that, you can add or remove listable and creatable. I made another branch, but I won't show it. The other branch is list permissions, which is just adding default standard permissions for list like manage list, and also filtering the list which are on the admin menu based on the rights you have. The issue was that if you were to create a new role and there were lists on the admin, even if the role had no rights, it could see the list. So now there is a permission to manage the list, and also it will also analyze the list item itself if you have the edit rights before displaying the admin link here. That's a small change. And these branches are branches, so they haven't been merged. They are both based on 1.8x. So we have the choice to push them in 1.8 or 1x because they are not breaking. There is a new feature for the index. This is a fix to have permissions, I think. So I will merge it in 1.8x. Then the index thing can be merged in 1.8.x because it's a new feature, but there is no risk, there is no upgrade step, it's automatic migration, and there is no loss of feature. So it's up to us to define if it will go in 1.8x or 1x. I'm sure Nick is for 1.8x, but people will decide. Nobody has any?
Well, because it's a new feature, that's why I thought it should really be on 1x. Especially if 1.8 is stable.
Listable and new indexes. Sorry, listable and draft indexes.
Just no risk is a bit of a... I don't know, it's just only because 1.8 is already stable, so adding new stuff to it, rather than just fixing bugs on it, I don't know.
Oh, it's fixing a bug too, by the way. Oh, there are also new features I forgot to mention.
Yeah, listable is a new feature. So
listable is a new feature, but the other new features are that I've added this thing to the content part. So Christian, you will tell me if this is what you wanted at some point. Content part definition, content part field definition, and content type definition. I have added an accessor, a get accessor to the content type definition, content part, and content field definition in the builder, so that you can know when you define the settings for a type, a part, or a field, you can know if the settings have changed. Before that, you could not do a delta. You could not assess if a setting had changed when you click on save in the content type settings. And because of that, the indexes today, if you change a content type, it will create an indexing task for each of the content items of this type, even though you haven't changed the settings for this index. So it's really not optimized be polite. And so with this new property, I'm just creating the index task only if the index settings have changed. So it was the flow. So yeah, maybe because of that also it should be 1.x. But it works on 1.8x. If someone wants to get the change set and apply it on 1.8x, it will work. So I will merge it in rebase it in 1.x then, because there are new features. Okay, Zoltan, you want to do your demo?
Oh yeah. Let me share my screen if you are finished. Okay, then I will try to share my screen. So this is about trying Orchard, because I think that most of the people here have seen Orchard before, probably not everybody. But if you haven't, then you may want to try Orchard without any obligations or anything.
So
This is
can you hang
actually
on a second?
not too big, but I think a neat idea that we brought up a few weeks ago, probably also on the forums, but definitely on the meeting, to have an automatically installed or continuously automatically reinstalled Orchard site, or rather multiple sites that people could just use for testing Orchard before they do anything. And this is Try Orchard. It's just a prototype, of course, very basic, but it works, and I think it showcases the idea.
So
what this site does, it's very simple, as you can see. There are 5 demo sites continuously reinstalled. These are tenants on .NET, by the way. So these 5 demo sites are reinstalled all around the clock. So at a specific time, there is a freshest. That means that this is the site that has the longest time to live till the next reinstall. So if I click that, we get to the demo 3 site. And as you can see, by the way, here in the background, there is a countdown widget that shows that we have 58 minutes until this site will get reinstalled. And here in the foreground, you see another idea that came up on the meeting, actually. And probably this was an idea by Sébastien, but I can't remember exactly, to have a walkthrough for Orchard. Not inside Orchard for everybody, but here on the demo. This is also just a demonstration, so nothing really happening here. But a walkthrough here would look something like this. So there is a welcome and some general information about Orchard, for example, that you can log in with admin password. Let's hit next. You can also annotate links, like you can see it here. So we can also log in with admin password here. Yeah, I already have it saved. And once you log in and go to the dashboard, here is also a little annotation. Of course, this is just a demonstration, so there's nothing more, but it gives you the idea. By the way, the content of these demo sites, it probably looks pretty convoluted. This is just for testing, because this is the content test. This is from the content test recipe is meant to provide test content for testing themes, because there are all kinds of widgets here and menu items, whatnot. But of course, if we do something better here, there could be something more reasonable test content for newcomers. So this is all for newcomers, for people who have never tried, never seen Orchard before. So what do you think?
Great.
This is great. Thanks, Sébastien.
And as someone is mentioning on the chat, if one of the sites had a nice theme, that might be more interesting, because we all know the default theme is not really engaging. So maybe a Bootstrap theme by default would be more I am Orchard. I think I said that, no, during the B. Antoine who wrote it.
Somebody's watching the TV or something.
So maybe a default nice theme like Bootstrap, or even better, a nice website, like a business website with real data and stuff like that, carousel, description, widgets, everything media, and so people, when they want to play, even if there is no tutorial with this one, but when people want to play, they can show how. And I'm referring to Sean, who said it will be very interesting for my sales. So he goes to a customer and he shows the website, and he shows how to edit the content on the homepage and how to create a new page, content type, news, things like that. He can play with that. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, indeed, that would be great. Could you please turn down the, I don't know what.
Sorry?
Okay, sorry. There was some background.
On my side?
No background.
Yeah, no, there was something else. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's actually a great idea. There are some nice themes by Fine-Tuning and Philippe Senecal on .NET, but having a beautiful demonstration of website would definitely help. Yeah, and really people would be able to see that this is what you can do with Orchard, and you can play with it. Although probably this is not the out-of-the-box experience when they first install it by themselves.
And I think it's also could be the ultimate way of learning Orchard, driving people like this. So we'll ask Abhishek to work on that. Instead of doing videos, do a live website when people can follow the instructions to learn Orchard. Right. Okay, cool, very cool. So it's live, we can just point it and it works.
Yeah, it works. It's reinstalled.
A comment. You have a widget on the homepage for the countdown. Maybe an hovering widget on the top right or somewhere, always visible. Not interfering should be maybe better.
Oh yeah, that would be nicer. Yeah, thanks.
Good. Any other demo today? Bertrand, it's been a long time. Doesn't care. Sean, you have a demo? Nope. Okay, no demo. What else? Some news. So you've seen maybe the tweet from Benedek. I don't know how you found it. How do you find it, Benedek?
I am subscribed to the YouTube channel of Orchard. That's all.
So there is a video from Harvest, the first one apparently. I haven't been on the channel, so there is only one right now. You say? Oh, who is pasting the URL? Nobody is pasting the URL, so I will paste the URL. Okay, Abhishek did too. So this URL is the introductory video of the Harvest conference, like we had last year, and it's a nice one. So I assume the other videos will follow soon. I have no idea. Ilan isn't here today, so he might update us by email. But it's a good sign. And you can find your favorite contributors like George, Eric. What's missing? What I missed from the video was the not subtitles, but the captions about who is who. When you see someone and you don't know who it is, the guys from AMC Theaters, even if they mentioned that, we saw Jeff, we saw George and Eric, we saw the ASP.NET bosses, Scott Hunter and Elon Lipton. So that would have been interesting to know who's talking actually. It would have made more sense.
That can be added later using YouTube overlays.
Oh, you can do that later? Okay.
Yeah, it's possible. I don't have access to it, but it's possible with the already existing YouTube tools.
Okay, yeah. And why don't we see you, Benedek and Zoltan, on the video?
I disabled it.
You're there, actually.
You are not interviewed.
Yeah, not interviewed.
Oh, that one. Yeah, we weren't interviewed, so I don't know.
Because you are Orchard.
Just after you.
Yeah. Okay. Next. I don't have anything more on my agenda. Does anyone want to talk about a specific topic? Or am I missing something? I could talk about a website, but I'm sure Sean is waiting for me at least to give some feedback, which I haven't. So there is nothing to say, I think, about the website.
Did you manage to look at any Owen stuff today?
I haven't checked the Owen stuff either. I was focused on the new feature I showed this morning, and
Okay.
I think I still have one to do. Yes, I have. Okay. My next step will be actually to fix a list performance issue. When you manage lists, there is a feature which I will remove, and I will remove from 1.8x maybe, because nobody is using that, and it's impacting the performance of the backend a lot. So the issue is that when you manage lists and you have items in these lists, what the module will do is load everything from the content types having lists and list items, just to let you be able to move one item from a list to the other. So it's very, very not performant because it's loading everything every time you display the admin screen or you go in the list screen, and also it's doing a lazy load of common part on all these items. So you get hundreds of queries just by when you want to display one list item. And this feature can be removed because you can do the same thing by just clicking on choose item when you are in a list. So there are the same feature implemented in two ways, and one of the two ways is very, very slow. So I will remove it with the agreement from Sipke, because I'm sure nobody ever saw this feature. It's a drop-down option, and when you select the drop-down, another drop-down appears with all the items inside. That's my next step, and after I will look at your stuff, Nick. Sure. So Ilan, before you joined, we were talking about the video with... Oh, Ilan, yeah, Ilan is here. We are talking about the video that has been published on YouTube.
Man, does social media work fast. I put them up because they needed to be put up, but I need to work with you.
Ilan is unmuted, so I will mute him because he's apparently talking with someone else. No?
No, I think he was talking to us.
Seriously? No.
Yeah, he said he was putting them up.
I'm still trying to talk to you.
Oh, but okay, you were talking very quietly, I'm sure, because you're in open space, I assume.
I am in an open space.
Sorry.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Great. So I'll start over. Yeah, they're all being uploaded now, but they need some work. So I didn't want to delay it any further, but I just need to coordinate with you and see if we can get our folks over there to make some edits, and then we'll re-upload them fresh.
Yes. Okay.
So they're in the process of being uploaded.
Good. Great news. Any other topic that you want to talk about?
No, I'm good for now.
You and anyone from the meeting? So if no one wants to talk about anything else, and because we will tackle all the PRs and triage on Thursday, Stanley will be there. If you want to close the meeting, it will be a short meeting, but a good one. Okay, and Stanley agrees. He likes short. Okay, so thanks everyone. See you next week or on Thursday for the ones who care.
Bye bye.
Later days.
Bye.
Bye everyone.